Welcome to Histology, where mythology and history meets. What if I told you that the monsters of Norse mythology weren't just scary stories, but warnings about the literal end of the world? The Vikings believed these creatures were real, waiting in the shadows for the day they would break free and destroy everything. Stay with me until minute 16, because that's when I'll reveal the most terrifying prophecy that connects all 5 of these legendary beasts. By the end of this video, you'll understand why these ancient tales still send chills down our spines today. Let me start with a creature so massive, it controls the very air you breathe. High above the world, at the edge of the sky itself, sits a giant eagle. But this is no ordinary bird. This is Hraesvelgr, the corpse swallower, and every time he beats his wings, the wind spreads across the entire world. The Vikings looked up at storm clouds and believed they were witnessing this monster preparing for flight. According to the Poetic Edda, when the god Odin asked the wise giant Vafnir about the origin of wind, he received a chilling answer. The giant revealed that Hraesvelgr sits at the northern end of heaven in eagle form, and from under his wings, all winds arise. Imagine standing on a Viking longship, feeling the cold northern wind, and knowing that somewhere beyond the horizon, a corpse-eating eagle was beating its massive wings. The name Hraesvelgr itself tells us everything about how the Vikings saw death and nature intertwined. Corpse swallower. Some scholars translate it as shipwreck current, both images evoking the raw power of forces that could claim your life in an instant. This wasn't just mythology to the Norse people. This was their explanation for the world's most terrifying natural phenomena. But Hraesvelgr is just the beginning. Hold on to that image of the eagle in the north, because the creature I'm about to reveal waits in the opposite direction. His name is Surtur, and he doesn't just bring fire. He brings the end of everything. Surtur is the guardian of Muspelheim, the realm of fire that existed before the world was even created. His name means black or swarthy, but don't let that fool you. This fire giant wields a sword that shines like the sun itself. When Ragnarök comes, he will use that blade to set the entire world ablaze. The Poetic Edda describes Surtur moving from the south, bringing fire so intense that mountains clash, the sky splits apart, and even the gods prepare for their final battle. Picture this: everything you know, everything that exists, consumed by flames wielded by a being older than creation itself. This is the apocalypse the Vikings truly feared. And here's where the prophecy gets even darker. Surtur has a specific target. The god Freyr, one of the mightiest warriors in Asgard, will face Surtur in single combat. But Freyr has made a terrible mistake. He gave away his magical sword for love, and now he stands defenseless against the flaming blade of the fire giant. The battle is already decided before it begins. Surtur defeats Freyr, and with no one left to stop him, he unleashes fire across every realm. The Prose Edda tells us this inferno is so intense that it destroys land, sea, and sky. Everything burns. Everything ends. But remember this moment, because what rises from those ashes reveals something profound about how the Vikings understood death and rebirth. Before we continue with the most shocking revelation about these monsters, please subscribe to Histology to support us. Your subscription helps us bring these incredible ancient stories to life. Trust me, what I'm about to show you next will change how you see these myths forever. Now let me take you beneath the world, to a place where even the gods fear to tread. Deep under the roots of Yggdrasil, the world tree that holds all of reality together, something is gnawing. Something that has been eating away at the foundation of existence since the beginning of time. His name is Nhggr, the Malice Striker. The Vikings believed that Yggdrasil connected all 9 realms of existence, from Asgard where the gods lived to Niflheim, the frozen realm of the dead. And at one of those roots, in the darkest depths, Nhggr chews endlessly. Every bite weakens the tree. Every day, the foundation of reality crumbles a little more. This wasn't just a story. This was how the Norse people understood entropy itself. But Nhggr does more than gnaw at roots. According to Völuspá, this dragon inhabits Nastrand, a hall far from the sun where the worst souls are punished. This place is woven from serpent spines, with venom dripping from the ceiling, and the damned must wade through poisonous rivers. There, NHGGR feeds on the corpses of liars, murderers, and oathbreakers. Here's what makes this creature truly terrifying. A squirrel named Ratatosk runs up and down Yggdrasil's trunk, carrying insults between NHGGR at the bottom and an eagle at the top. Think about that. Even in Norse mythology, there's constant conflict between the underworld and the heavens, with reality itself caught in between. The dragon and the eagle trade threats across the entire axis of existence. At the end of Völuspá, NHGGR appears one final time, flying from the dark mountains with corpses clutched in his claws. Some scholars believe this signals Ragnarök, the dragon rising to join the final battle. Others think he's removing the dead to make way for the new world. Either way, NHGGR represents the truth the Vikings understood: nothing lasts forever, not even the tree that holds reality together. But if you think a dragon gnawing at the roots of existence is terrifying, wait until you hear about the serpent that wraps around the entire world. His name is Jörmungandr, and the day he lets go of his tail is the day everything ends. Jörmungandr is the middle child of Loki and the giantess Angrboda, making him the brother of Fenrir the wolf and Hel, ruler of the underworld. When the gods learned of these dangerous offspring, Odin cast Jörmungandr into the ocean surrounding Midgard, the realm of humans. There, the serpent grew so massive that he could encircle the entire world and grasp his own tail in his mouth. This makes Jörmungandr an Ouroboros, an ancient symbol of something eternal and self-contained. As long as the world serpent holds his tail, the world remains intact. But the prophecy is clear. When Ragnarök comes, Jörmungandr will release his tail and rise from the depths. The world serpent has one destined enemy, Thor, the god of thunder. Their rivalry defines some of the greatest stories in Norse mythology. In one tale, the giant Tjaraloki tricks Thor into lifting what appears to be an ordinary cat. But the cat is actually Jörmungandr in disguise. Thor only manages to lift one paw off the ground, but the effort is so tremendous that it stretches the serpent and terrifies everyone watching. Another story tells of Thor's fishing trip with the giant Hymir. Thor uses an ox head as bait and actually hooks Jörmungandr, pulling him up from the ocean depths. The two come face to face, god and monster, but before Thor can strike the killing blow, Hymir panics and cuts the fishing line. The serpent escapes back into the deep. But this only delays the inevitable. The prophecy of Ragnarök is absolute. When the final battle comes, Jörmungandr will rise from the sea, poisoning the sky and ocean with his venom. Thor will face him on the battlefield and slay the beast. But victory comes at the ultimate price. Thor will only manage to walk 9 steps before succumbing to the serpent's poison and dying as well. Their mutual destruction marks one of the most tragic moments in Norse mythology. The hero and the monster, locked together in death, both fulfilling the fate they tried so hard to escape. Hold on to that thought, because the final creature I'm about to reveal shares this same terrible destiny with another god. And now we come to the most terrifying monster in all of Norse mythology. A wolf so massive that when he opens his jaws, his upper jaw touches the sky and his lower jaw scrapes the ground. A beast that the gods themselves could not defeat, only bind.